Okay, here are some of my theories why men don't approach women in public. Okay, number one, I think they have had a super horrible, traumatic experience with like literally one woman. Like one woman really did them so dirty that traumatized them moving forward. Like they can't even move forward because they're still so hurt from the past one experience that they're moving from a place of hurt and not from like a healed perspective. 2, men have a very sensitive ego. And they rather protect that ego from it getting bruised just a little bit, just simply by a rejection from a woman, than to actually go and pursue something. Okay, and 3rd point, men have it way too easy now with all the dating apps and Instagram and sliding into someone's DMs. Like, why would they want to do that in public when they can just choose the easy way out and do it through social media behind a screen?
Oh, so it's still our fault. Why is a theory needed? Look around online. Women are straight up saying don't approach them in public. We don't need your half-baked theories. We need women to actually change. Men aren't traumatized. They're just done wasting time on ungrateful, entitled attitudes. Rejection games, fake standards, and inflated egos killed public approaches. Dating apps just exposed how shallow most women really are. So either fix the behavior or shut the fuck up about why men walked away.
Better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so sick of this.
Oh my God.
Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very simple.
She's so mad. Okay, why is she mad? Well, because she got all dolled up. See that tight fitted orange dress, right? Did her hair, went to the nail salon, got a special little mani pedi, maybe did a little waxing because she thought she was going to get funky that night, right? And she went out and no one is giving her any time. Attractive girl. So she's like, what is going on? She goes home, she looks in the mirror. She's like, making sure. She's like, no, I look good, right? Asked her friends, like, is this look? Oh yeah, you look amazing, which they'll say even if she doesn't look amazing. But honey, any guy would be just so lucky to have you. I know, right? And like, her and all her friends are just like, why? I told you, guys are tired. Guys are tired of you. They're tired of you pretending to want to take them seriously when you really just want the free drinks. They're tired of going up to you and you being like, thanks for the drink, doing this game you do. Tired. They're tired of the takers. They're tired. They don't want to deal with any of that. They're tired of, you meet all of these qualifications, right? You got all the qualifications and she's talking to you and she's like, oh, but, there's this one thing. He has a boat and it's red and I don't like the color red. Oh, right? Because they feel like they can be so picky that they've got everything met, but they can just nitpick about everything, right? They're tired of you. You want guys to come up to you, change your attitude, change your strategy, treat them differently. And that's going to have to happen over a long period of time, right? It took decades to get here. Guys finally saying, I am done with you. And social media played a big part because now they go on socials and they see women talking all their crap. So they're like, oh, I know what's going on now behind the scenes. When I walk away after buying you that drink, I know you're making a fool out of me. They're like, I'm done. You're going to make a fool out of me? Honey, now I'm going to make a fool out of you. I'm going to sit at that bar. I'm going to drink my scotch. I'm not buying you nothing. I'm not even looking your way. That's what's going on. Change your attitude. It's going to take a long time for guys to feel like you've changed genuinely, and then you'll see. But for now, especially in the cities, guys are just sitting back with their drink and they're just letting this drama unfold. It's hilarious. It's like, they're frazzled cats.
Arrogant in their 20s, delusional in their 30s, bitter in their 40s, alone in their 50s, forgotten in their 60s. They chose the bear. We chose our peace. It is what it is. Men are done and it shows. No more free drinks, no more chasing, no more feeding women's inflated egos just because they put on a dress and some makeup. Decades of entitlement, games, and fake standards killed the vibe, and now guys are finally walking away. Women hate it because the attention they lived off is drying up, but that's the reality they created. Men have realized the scam and stopped playing, choosing peace, money, and self-respect instead. No one cares about their tantrums anymore. The bar scene is dead, and so is their illusion of endless male validation.
If you go out and you are receiving non-stop attention, you need to go home and change. You look cheap and you look easy. I'm going to tell you the most counterintuitive thing you've ever heard. And I know, it makes no sense. But hear me out. When you do go out with friends or on dates or whatever the case may be, and barely any men come up to you, few, once in a while, whatever, that's how you know you did it right. You need to look expensive. You need to look like, if you are going to approach me, am I in your price range? Because this hoo-ha ain't cheap. And here's a tip to do it. Pick one asset and show that. So it's either your boobs, your butt, your legs, your back. Show no more than that. Men like a little mystery. If you show everything, what do they need you for? They can see every little curve on your body. They've seen it. What's to do? Pick one body part and accentuate that. So if you go out and you're feeling so good and every man at that bar is hitting on you, girl, go home. Nothing good will come of it. And the men who do hit on you are trash. You look easy as fuck. I know that's harsh, but mommy's here to help you. I love you.
Oh wow, groundbreaking wisdom right here. If men don't approach you, you did it right. No, sweetheart, if men don't approach you, it's because they've already clocked the drama queen vibes from a mile away. You're not some expensive mystery. You're just overvaluing yourself with a little TED talk about hoo-ha economics. Men aren't buying into your fantasy. They're simply done with the games. Keep spinning theories to comfort yourself, but the truth is, guys see through it, laugh, and walk right past.
So why do men no longer come up to women? I asked this in a TikTok last week, and it got so many comments, especially from men. And I just want to preface this with, this was no shade to men, this post was no shade to men, and neither is this one. I was just genuinely curious and asking. I love men, I think they're awesome, and I think that they're a little confused right now. But most of their responses said something like, we were told not to go up to you guys, and we were told that you want to be left alone, and you just want your own space, and you don't want us approaching you. Which for some women, that can absolutely be true, but I love meeting people in person, and I just think that it takes a confident person to go up to someone when you see them in person, and I think it's a really cool way to meet people rather than meeting people online. Men were also saying things like they were called creeps and weirdos, and they don't want to be called that. It's not a pleasant experience. But I will say that it has to do with how you approach a woman. Like, for example, myself and my friends have had men come up to us with a really, really intense energy, like a very in-your-face energy, and they're really nervous and they're kind of scattered and they're very pushy or weird, and their energy is just off. And one of the most attractive things to a woman is emotional intelligence, and that shows within like the first few seconds of meeting someone when they introduce themselves to you. So if you're gonna go up to a woman, just like take a calm, deep breath. If you see a woman working on her laptop or something at a cafe, you can go up to her and be like, hey, my name is so-and-so. I thought you were really beautiful and you seem interesting. I would love to get to know you more if you're interested, and then slipping her your number on a napkin or something, you know? Like just coming up to women with a calm energy.
Oh, of course she was going to say it's men's fault. We are not confused. We listen to women, and that's why we stopped approaching. Any approach is weird if it's not by someone that the woman deems attractive. Because if they aren't attractive, any attention is automatically deemed unwanted. This whole speech is just polished bullshit wrapped in fake sweetness. Men stopped approaching because women themselves made it toxic, calling guys creeps, humiliating them for shooting their shot, posting them on TikTok for laughs, and setting impossible standards. Now suddenly, when the attention dries up, it's, oh, I just think it's so beautiful to meet in person. Please.
This is literally the point of the love list. Single men don't go up to women anymore. The girl in this article is quoted saying that she thinks she's essentially too pretty and it's too intimidating to men. If you're a guy or a girl and you're too scared to go up to someone else because you potentially may be rejected, are you also like that in your business life? Are you also like that with friends? If you are that scared of rejection, I struggle to think that you will be able to be successful in anything you do in your life, because rejection is always part of the process. Until you switch your mindset, how are you ever going to expect to meet someone? Every time you think of going up to someone, remind yourself that that could be the person. So if you don't go up to them, you'll never know.
Cool. If it's just part of the process, then why don't women approach? Men won't approach women anymore because women keep telling them that they never want to ever be approached and that it makes them creepy. We really can't blame men for this. They're literally just trying to be respectful and cater to women's wishes.
Okay, now I want you to think of the perspective of a guy. I'll never know what's in a man's head, but I have a pretty good idea from like my guy friends and going out a lot. Guys are intimidated by you, okay? They don't all have that courage or charisma or just bravery to go up to you like you have to somebody else. And on top of just being intimidated by going up to a stranger in general, you're probably surrounded by a big group of friends. And even worse if you're surrounded by your guy friends, because they're going to assume that you're dating one of them, and no one wants to go up to a girl who's surrounded by a bunch of guys, okay? It's just a cock block. So now you're probably thinking, okay, we have this information, but what do we do with it? First off, I don't really think bars are the best place to really find a relationship. It's great to meet people, have fun, really get to know other people. But if you're putting all your eggs in one basket and really putting so much pressure on finding a guy that will take you seriously, it's going to be very hard. The other thing is that we always make fun of dating apps a lot, but I think the percentage is something like 60% of people now meet their significant other on the internet. Because people don't go up to other people anymore because they know they can meet you on a dating app. It's so much easier. This past Saturday, I literally went up to a group of guys and was like, do you want to play cards? I wasn't attracted to any of them, but I'm so happy I did it because I made a new group of friends and it was so much fun. And initially I thought that they weren't that fun. Like they just seemed like they were like moping around. They all had RBFs, like whatever, and I went up to them and they ended up being the funniest group of guys ever. And I'm sure a lot of guys think of you that way too. You might have like an RBF or just you don't seem approachable, but little do they know how you really are. So the takeaway from this video is that guys not coming up to you out in public says nothing about you. You can literally be like Gigi Hadid and a guy's still not going to come up to you. Guys are intimidated and it takes so much courage to go up to a girl. And a lot of guys are cheap and just don't want to buy you a drink, and they're scared of getting used for a drink, which kind of sucks, but I understand. So do not weigh your worth in whether or not people come up to you, because you are probably way more stunning and people are probably way more attracted to you than you think they are.
Come on, guys. Just make us feel good about ourselves. Did she just say that? Narcissists will slip up and reveal themselves, as seen here. And then they blame us.
If you're out and you see a really hot guy, especially if he's tall, and he's not approaching any women, well, that's because the women are approaching him. And I can assure you, that guy sucks. That man has never formed a personality in his life.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's the female logic at work. If a guy approaches, he's creepy and desperate. But if he doesn't, suddenly he's a soulless mannequin with no personality. Women love to create these no-win scenarios just to stroke their own egos. The truth is, men are realizing it's not worth the effort to play this rigged game, and that's why so many are checking out. They call it confidence when they like you, and lack of personality when they don't. Either way, it's stupid mental gymnastics. Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.